Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock here with another video game first impressions. This time around, EA Sports UFC 3, and coming off of the beta that dropped about a month and a half to 2 months before the full game release, I was pleasantly surprised by the complete overhaul when it came to the striking system. And of course that continues on with the full release, where instead of focusing on parries, this is based around movement, around head movement, around body movement, around swaying, bobbing and weaving, and trying to set up strikes that could potentially cause a one-hit knockout. I love the new stand-up system to a certain extent. I love the ability to catch an opponent when they are leaning into a strike. But there are issues. To me, blocking when it comes to the lower body, in the case of the PS4 version, and of course the Xbox One version as well, I can only assume, I'm playing on PS4, that using both triggers causes you to block and at times counter, like by checking a leg kick or such with both triggers. So sometimes it's a little odd to do it. It feels kind of weird, and then of course the game reacts a little bit slower than you would have hoped for. The same thing goes with kicks. When it comes to leg kicks, it's pretty much normal, but when it comes to body and head kicks, you really have to set those up. They're kind of slow depending on who you're fighting as. Even some of the faster fighters still throwing a body kick or a head kick is very obvious, so you really can't set those up in the same vein as you would if this was a real fight. There are issues when it comes to uppercuts, because to do an uppercut with both the left and the right hand causes you to hit two of the face buttons at the same time, hitting a punch button and a kick button, which can also cause problems because sometimes if you don't hit those buttons at the same time properly, it will cause you to throw a kick when you meant to throw an uppercut, which can be detrimental, especially if you get caught. When it comes to the mode offerings, UFC 3 is the most profound offering in the EA Sports UFC franchise thus far. You have not only the revamped career mode, which takes a page out of the WWE 2K games when it comes to my career mode, where the focus isn't just winning, the focus isn't just becoming a UFC champion or UFC star, it's becoming the greatest of all time. And by doing certain things like winning 12 fights by submission, or defending the UFC championship X amount of times consecutively. Ultimate Team Mode is probably the most disappointing thing about the game so far to me, because I loved Ultimate Team Mode in UFC 2. For those who don't know, and this is the big controversy coming off of the beta, which is the confirmation of the return of Ultimate Team Mode, is the fact that Ultimate Team Mode is based around loot boxes, essentially, which are card packs in this case. And I talked about it in the beta, and I gave my explanation as to why I felt that Ultimate Team Mode isn't a detriment to the overall gameplay experience, especially online, since you can play ranked and player, essentially, matches, which are quick fight matches, online with both real and created fighters. That has nothing to do with loot boxes, had nothing to do with microtransactions. They still have those offerings, and for me personally, I've spent a lot of time doing both ranked and just player matches, and had a blast. But for me personally, the thing that hurts Ultimate Team the most this time around is the fact that instead of basing it around just created fighters like it did in UFC 2, it's based around the real fighters that you'll get in these card packs. Certain characters will be available to certain card packs that certain card packs won't. You will have a guy that might get a gold star Demetrius Johnson, and like yours truly, I'll get barely a gold star. I won't even get a gold star. I haven't gotten a gold star fighter yet, actually. And I'll get like a Clay Guida that's just balanced. And that's another thing, is the fact that instead of allowing your created fighter or just a fighter overall that you have a specific fight style, like in UFC 2, you could have like Muay Thai or just overall mixed martial artist or a grappler. Now, depending on the card, it already dictates what this fighter is going to be. And unfortunately, getting a created fighter card is the only way that you can use a created fighter in Ultimate Team Mode, instead of having the ability right out of the gate to have your created fighter be a part of Ultimate Team Mode. You have to wait and hope that you'll get a card that allows for you to have your created fighter, which to me takes away a lot of the fun. It was really fun playing Ultimate Team Mode and seeing all these wacky creations and fighting these wacky creations and seeing your character build and grow instead of having to focus on building and growing a character really I don't care about. I don't care about playing as a real UFC fighter in Ultimate Team Mode. If I want to play as a real UFC fighter, I go to the other online modes to do that. When it comes to offline offerings as well, you have Knockout Mode returning with Snoop Dogg doing the commentary. That's always fun. They've also added the Stand and Bang mode, which is just like Knockout Mode. Instead, it's just like a regular fight, but you can't do anything on the ground. And you have Submission Specialist mode, where it's based around the ground game that hasn't changed whatsoever in this game. It's the same ground game, essentially, from UFC 2. Just, I think some of the reversal windows are a little bit shorter now than they were before, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I haven't gotten used to it. You also have tournament mode, you have live events mode where you can predict and get extra card packs and be a part of the action. You have custom event mode where you can make your own pay-per-view. I know I sound kind of negative when it comes to this game, but the fact of the matter is that I've had a lot of fun, both offline and online. I've had fun playing Ultimate Team Mode, as much as I feel is not as good as the last game's version. I've had fun playing ranked and player matches online especially. I've had fun against the computer in career mode. I've had fun playing this game, I really have. I think there are some really good improvements when it comes to the stand-up, but then I feel that they've taken a step back in certain aspects, as I said with Ultimate Team Mode. I say if you've been a fan of it, give it a try, but it might not be your cup of tea compared to UFC 2. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, with another video game first impressions, EA Sports UFC 3. I wish I had Mike Goldberg right now to say something, but I probably would do it better, so I'll just say it right now. Oh, Lordy.